river southward. About 1,000 boats loaded with gold, silver, and other assorted valuables were said to have sunk to the bottom of the river during the battle. But for centuries, this has remained little more than a rumor without reliable evidence. Now, with this large amount of treasure discovered here, experts have confirmed the tale of Zhang Xianzhong and his sunken treasure, dating back to 400 years ago. And now what you can see is some of the most valuable pieces discovered in this excavation project. And we have very glad to invited Mr. Liu Zhiyan, head of the excavation team, to introduce this treasure for us.
刘老师您好，那我们就挨个来介绍一下，看一下吧。首先这个是什么币？
这个是这个西王抢攻的这个金币。这个是这个文献记载，这个张献忠铸造来赏赐这个有功之臣的。
我先翻译一下。So these are the gold coins made by Zhang Xianzhong to award to his subordinates as a kind of award. So basically they are in the shape of the coin, but you can think them as medals.
它这个西王抢攻的这个据文献记载对，有这个3种，这个金银铜3种。就是我们看到的这个是金币，这个才是非常稀少的。之前这个只有上海博物馆馆藏了1枚，但是我们就是看到的这个里面有这个10枚之多。对，之前只有。
So I was told that this was one of the most valuable coins in the history, in the Chinese history, and previously there was only one such piece held exhibited in the Shanghai Museum, and now during this excavation, we have at least found 10 of them, as you can see here.
那我们再来看一下这个是什么呀？
这是这个四件金册，其中这件金册呢，其中的一件是这个张献忠册封他妃嫔的这个金册。然后边上有3件，这个都是和当时的这个明朝的这个藩王府有关系的，是这个明代皇帝册封他儿子为这个亲王的，这种册封的这种金封册。
都是金的，是
都是金的。
但是这个好像最金，看起来。
因为它这个主人不同。
So these are 4 golden plates. And the one over there, let's move the camera to this one. And this one was what Zhang Xianzhong, the peasant leader, gave to his wife, one of his wives. And the other 3 are from the princes of the Ming Dynasty.
它这个上面写的字的内容主要是什么？
就是他册封，比如他册封他儿子为某地的这个某个亲王，然后这个要求他们这个就是世世相传，繁平地势，要保护就是保卫他这个国家保卫这个政权，大概这个意思。
好的。
So what's written on this golden plate are some of the words that those who first made this said to the receivers. Let's move to this side. Wow. Actually, I'm Chinese, so I'm really excited to see this because these are the
这个是银锭是吗？
对，这个银锭，这个银锭呢，这个从现在的重量，它上面的这个铭刻的这种文字来看，应该是这个明代的这种后银和官银。
Okay, so some basics about Chinese history. These are the silver ingots, and they are made usually in the form of a shoe or a boat. And so they are known abroad as the saici. For saici, they are not made by a central bank or mint. So they are made by individual silversmiths for local exchange. So the details and shape of these silver ingots are usually highly variable. And
我们这次发现听说是有可以就是认定的是来自20多个古代。
端倪。
Take a close up at these silver ingots, you can see some characters carved on top of it. So they are usually a location where it was made, and the date and dynasty for it when it was made. So I was told that during this excavation, archaeologists have identified these silver ingots coming from more than 20 prefectures and provinces in the Ming Dynasty. So they really offer insight into the political and social and economic lives of the Ming Dynasty.
再问一下，这个发掘
那个现在我们这个发掘从12月底开始做准备工作，1月这个正式开始，现在4月12号结束。发掘前后这个历时8天，大概就是昨天4月12号正式发掘也结束了。
你们平时一般要在这个方面工作多长时间？
每天我们还是在现场有8小时工作制，然后这个从现场回来之后，当然还有一些这个室内的整理工作，这个时间就没法计算，但可能每天这个整理工作大概持续到晚上大概10点11点左右。
那我们现在就是这个整个操作的先有多少？
我们参加这次后发掘的这个专业人员，前前后后大概有30多个人，它包括有一些这个，比如科技类的，这个物理探测的呀，然后这个测绘的呀，这些科技人员大概还有20多个人，然后现场参加发掘的这些人，大概技工、重的，每种工地上大概参加发掘的大概大概150。
现在的重量来看就是1000多克，不到这儿。
So Mr. Liu is very busy, so he heads off to his next meeting, and I will do some translation for him. And I was told that there is about 30 archaeologists and 20 scientists working on this project, as well as a number of volunteers and technicians. So there are in total over 150 people working on this project. And actually, the project started not very long ago. It started in January this year, and some preparation work started last December last year. So, and the project of this phase just ended on April the 20th. Do you know why is that? Well, I think we have to move to the actual excavation site to explain for you. Okay, so maybe last chance to see the valuables from 400 years ago. Let's take a close up again. So where I'm standing now is the museum nearby the excavation site. And it has been used for a long time, but now serves as a temporary workstation for our archaeologists. And as we move ahead and cross this road, come to the excavation site.
里边可以了是吧？
Okay, so guys, for those of you new to this video, we are about 50 kilometers south of Chengdu of Sichuan province. And this slide is about a legendary sunken treasure dating back to 400 years ago. And now we are moving to the actual excavation site of this sunken treasure. Go. Just now, we have learned something about the history of Ming Dynasty, and now we can know how this was discovered. As you can see here, this is an intersection of the Minjiang and Jinjiang River, about 50 kilometers south of Chengdu. And so as you can see, the reddish and curving shape of the riverbed. The riverbed is where the treasure was found. So as you can see here, right in the middle of the camera, yes, we zoom in and you can see clearly. So how did our archaeologists do that? First of all, they built cofferdams around this place to circle it up, and then a few water pumps were used day and night to drain the water out of the river. So, and then you can find sand and pebbles. So our archaeologists dug a few meters down until they reach the riverbed. That's the reddish curving shape earth. And so the total excavated area is over 20,000 square meters. So this was done in the last 3 months, from January to April. And as you can see, the tent over there, the characters mean Sichuan archaeological team. Well, they are temporary, like the headquarters for workers on the site. And also the white truck beside it, it's called a movable cultural relics hospital, because archaeologists, when they discover the relics, usually they're in very poor condition, so they are taken to this truck, and the archaeologists will do some cleaning, and they will sort them out, and they will do some basic repair and preservation. So that's why we call it a cultural relic hospital. And all this project have to start in January, as soon as the dry season arrives, because when in April the flood season would come and the water level will rise. So basically in the next few years, archaeologists will have to work in these 3-month intervals from January to April. So 3 months every year. That's not a very long time. But still, during that past 3 months, as we just saw over there in that museum, they have discovered a total of more than 30,000 pieces of treasure items. But people still believe that it's only tip of an iceberg. There is a folk song popular in Sichuan province saying that whoever discovers the treasure could buy up the entire Chengdu city. So you can imagine how rich Zhang Xianzhong was in his days. And because most of our archaeologists have left the site before the flood season, I have prepared some pictures from previous interviews, so you can have an idea of their working conditions and how the treasure was discovered you see it clearly? Sorry. So this is a picture from mid-March. This is where the team was still on this site, and they are busy excavating the site. You can see a lot of people are working. There are over 150 people consisting of archaeologists, scientists, technicians, and also volunteers. And next picture is a coin we have just saw in that museum, and this is one of the most rare coins discovered this time, because previously there is only one of such coins preserved in the Shanghai Museum. So there's only one piece in China in total. But during this excavation, more than 10 pieces were found. And this is what Zhang Xianzhong, the peasant leader, made to give to his subordinates as a kind of a word. You can see Xi-Wang, the vertical two characters means the West King. It's what Zhang Xianzhong called himself. And the other two characters means a word. So basically, you can consider it as a kind of medal. And the next picture is also how the archaeologists used cutting-edge technology in detecting the existence of any treasure in a log of wood. That's something they found on the riverbed. And this is a silver ingot. We found a lot of this during this discovery, and some characters are carved on this ingot. You can see them very clearly. Actually, a lot of treasure are kept in almost intact when people found them 400 years later, when they found them today. Some of the characters are still clear, and when you see the jewelry, you can see the embossed patterns. This is some jewelry they found. The embossed pattern of the jewelry are just as exquisite as they were 400 years ago. This is also a golden ingot. And this is a stamp. It's amazing. It's the tiger, the shape is just very vivid. And this is also a picture of the excavation site. This is a scientist working on that white truck I just said, the movable cultural relic hospital, and he was doing some repair and cleaning of the piece they just found. More pictures about the site, and this is a worker showing something he just found on the riverbed. You can see it's still glittering, so it's really kept intact. More pictures about the site. This is where we are standing now, but the photo was taken a few weeks ago. So some of you may wonder, so how people connected this specific area with the legend. That's what caught people's attention in the first place. Well, the story goes back to a decade ago. In 2005, some construction workers discovered a few pieces of valuables on this site, and after studying them, the local government declared the area a protected zone in 2010. In 2010, this area was declared a protected site. but a comprehensive excavation was hindered because experts still argued over whether the sunken treasure really existed. So that's one side of the story. But on the other side, the treasure hunters were never patient. They have been diving into the river and search and steal the buried treasure for years. And in 2015, the police conducted a year-long investigation, and they arrested 31 suspects and thousands of gold and silver coins and other valuables, and also the diving equipment. So that's why people say that we can't wait any longer. So that's why immediate excavation was called for, and that's why we are now. So I guess we're about to end our life very soon. And so if you're interested in this topic, please do follow Xinhua News for the latest archaeological findings in China, and we'll bring you more of those stories. And if you have any questions or comments, you can leave us your questions, comments, and anything you like. And this is Xinhua News Agency, and we are reporting from Sichuan province. And it was about a legendary sunken treasure being discovered, and hope you like it. Okay, see you next time.